572-0383 or 572-0215. REV-UP St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Up next, Harddrive, brought to you with the compliments of Rambali's Funeral Parlor.
At Rambali's Funeral Parlor, we truly care. During life's most difficult moments, we want you to know you are not alone.
At Rambali's, we are dedicated to providing dignity, compassion, and comfort when you need it the most.
Our caring team is here to walk with you every step of the way, whether it's in planning a gentle farewell or celebrating the beautiful life of your loved one.
We understand how precious they are, and we promise to honor their memory with the utmost respect and love.
Let us help you find peace and solace during this challenging time.
Please reach out to us at
758-452-2021, Castries, or 758-454-9239, Latuni, Viewfort, or visit us at ramballysfuneral.com.
We're here for you, ready to listen, support,
and serve with heartfelt compassion. You can lean on us.
At Rambali's, we care.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and to our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe, especially those of you on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on X, and also on DBS Television. Welcome to Harddrive for today, Tuesday, the 20th of January, 2026. I'm Andre Paul, and the co-hosts of the show today, surprise, surprise, my son in whom I'm well pleased.
Hello.
Hassani Hanif Wilson Paul.
Blessed good day to everyone. Hope you all are feeling well.
Let me officially welcome you, Sunny. Welcome you.
I apologize.
Yeah. Welcome, Sunny, to St. Lucia. Welcome to REV-UP. It's good to see you. Yeah, what have you been up to?
Thank you. It is good to see you as well. I have been up to a lot. Actually, I have something for you.
Uh-huh. You
see, it's good to be a good son, you know. Now, earlier I came in the studio. I said, "Hey, Dad, do you want anything?" He told me, "No, I'm fine," which is what he usually says. You know, he says he's good, and I was like, "Okay." But then I went to the supermarket and I said, "No, you see something he likes, just get it for him and give it to him." Right? So I know he likes grapes. By the way, if y'all didn't know, he likes grapes, he likes fruits. So I got you a pack of grapes, and I also got you one of your other favorites, which is cashew nuts. Right? Well roasted to perfection.
I think the man going to make ice cream.
No.
That's what he meant.
No, it's 2026.
I'm just joking.
We try to live better. So 2026, making sure that we get him something nice. So ladies and gents, Harddrive, it's good to be here. And yes, that is for you. You can't reject it now because it's there already.
Thank you, sir.
You are welcome 100%. Of course, saying good morning to Janice as well. I see we have some...
Well, let's introduce Janice officially.
Yes.
Co-host Janice Dupal, better known as Lady J, or simply J, or Jan.
I like Lady J. Lady J sounds nice.
Yeah, it does.
We have some messages coming through here already.
So how are you doing, Janice?
No, we read them.
Hey, how are you doing, Lady J?
I'm
all right
good,
there?
I'm good. I'm pretty good.
Okay,
Thank you
all
very
right.
much. Good morning, listeners, and good morning to those of you watching us on DBS, watching us on X, watching us on YouTube,
That's
as
right.
well as Facebook. And of course on radio.
Good.
5.5,
Good.
5.9.
Online as well. Yeah.
The World Wide Web.
So it's great to have you, Lady J. It's also great to have you, Hassani. Your sister celebrated a birthday on the 15th.
Yes, Abina, happy belated birthday to you. I told her that already on her big day, and my day is also coming up as well.
Right.
Actually, it's 10 days from now, so on the 30th of January,
Countdown.
I'll be celebrating as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I was telling Janice yesterday that for the first time I'll be visiting Trinidad. Yeah, so it's looking like it's gonna be a fun birthday. Usually, my birthdays are very quiet. I usually take it easy, do something relaxing. That's how my birthdays go usually. But I think this year, I want to do it a little bit more, a little bit more fun, because I'm gonna be on what they call your last 20. Right? So my last 20. After that, I'm gonna be 30. So it's gonna be a different birthday this time around. And then for the big 30 now, I'll probably hold an event. So look out for that.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
So before we move on, how's your mom? How's she doing?
Mom is doing okay. A big shout out to her. Mom is always listening. That's one thing about her. She always listens to Rev Up.
Oh, she does?
95 Of course. Of course. In fact, she's probably locked on right now. So some people call her Mama Zen. Big shout out to Mama Zen.
Oh.
Okay, and how is Metasibia?
Metasibia, my girlfriend. For those who don't know, she's fine. She's good.
That's what
She actually misses me right now. She was telling me that, and I've just been away for less than 24 hours. She's like, I miss you. But that's how girlfriends are, So when they love you for sure. So yes.
Andre, that's your son. That's your son for sure. Confidence.
Oi. Well, boy, Sonny, not many men can say that.
Hey, it's hard out there.
Okay. So, I'm sure people are wondering what brings you to St. Lucia at this point in time. Would you like to share that?
Well, I am usually here on business.
Oi. Man, usually on business.
Yes, and REV-UP 95.9, as you all know, is part of my life now. And there will be times that I need to be here for REV-UP work and REV-UP responsibilities. So I am here. Some people were saying, hey, you on vacation, man? I said, no, not vacation, workation. Right? So I'm working and I'm here to do just that, just to be, part of the family and making sure that everything runs smooth, making sure the gears are grinding correct. And that's what it's about this time around. And usually when you see me here in St. Lucia, it will be because I am here on business.
This is a working vacation.
Yeah, workation.
Alrighty. Okay, good stuff. All right, before we continue, let me just do some house chores. First off, the menu for today at the Thomas of Bread Place is lamb bouillon with Tanya. Yeah, with Tanya.
Yes.
Okay, and chicken soup with yam.
Where is this? Where's this place?
Tony, the bread place. Tony. I call us Tony. I call us Tony.
No, it happens all the time. The bread place where is it located?
Look, I'm going to Tony again.
You came through GFL, but we're talking about on your way to the big airport, Viewfort.
VF4.
Hassani, that's Yaslin.
Right. No. The way you said it, when you said the bread place, okay, yeah. I thought you just meant a bread place, but I didn't know you meant. I didn't know you meant the bread place.
Yes,
so I
the Tommaso bread place.
Trust me, I told him the same thing the first day when I came in, and he said it. I said the very same thing.
Right.
So you're okay.
The bread.
It comes off that way when you're listening to it for the very first time. Seriously.
Well, the thing is, there are others. There are others. So this one is the Tommaso bread place. Okay.
Tommaso.
Yeah, Tommaso.
Okay, and just to be sure, because we may have some listeners who don't know the exact location, that is on your way to VA4 in, give me the region, give me
on
a
your
landmark or
say,
something.
for example, you head into Dennery.
Yes.
After you pass the Badilil.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a few corners going down and so on and so on, but eventually you get there in the Tommaso area.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
but you know exactly where it is.
Of course.
Okay, good.
And
so
you were telling me the menu again?
Once again, the menu for today at the Tommaso bread place is lamb bouillon with Tanya. Trust me, that knocking.
That sounds like strong man food, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Tanya. So you have lamb bouillon with Tanya and chicken soup with yam.
For those who don't know what Tanya is now, because we have listeners all over the world. What is Tanya exactly?
It's a ground ground provision. Yeah.
Is there another name for it? Is it you know how there's Edos, there's Yam.
There's a
name?
I was wondering if Edos and Tanya were the same. I'm told no, they're different. That's what I'm told.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody listening right now knows another name for Tanya, please give us a heads up, because some people may not know it as Tanya. So just let me know. If you have a picture that can help, just give us some insight. But that meal does sound very nice. So if you headed down to the south, make sure you go check that out.
That's right. Okay, so it's bouillon, lamb bouillon with Tanya, alongside chicken soup with yam. And remember to try the wide variety of sea moss beverages, which include coconut, ginger, peanut and peanut punch. And now she has regular sea moss with milk, or you can have it without the milk, alongside the flaxseed and the chia seeds.
Wow.
So it's your choice.
That is some real strong food there, boy. I'm telling you. When you go there, you feel satisfied. You know, sometimes
she
you
gives
you
a
don't
lot.
have to have
She
dinner
gives a
because
lot.
that should fill you
That's a lot.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you know, sometimes you eat a meal and it's like, I still need something else because it's not satisfying.
Yeah.
But when you get a meal like that, you guaranteed to say, yeah, boy, I had a good food there. You know?
And I can tell you, most people who have had it say that they feel full, that she gives a lot of food.
Nice. Portion size is working.
Definitely. Okay. So, folks, as Hassani just said, if you're driving on that side, go check it out. Okay. So, lamb bouillon with Tanya and chicken soup with yam. Now, let me say happy birthday to a very, very special lady, one of our big fans here at REV-UP. We got to know her via social media, and all of a sudden now we just all became friends. So, her name is Joella Yard. I think she sent a request to her daughter, I think, was it yesterday?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Yesterday. And now today she's celebrating her birthday. So Joella Yard, happy birthday to you, Joella. Hope you're having a great time. I know you're listening. She's a big fan of REV-UP, St. Lucia. So thank you very much for all the support, you and all your friends. Thank you so much. So happy birthday, Joella Yard. This is from, of course, your entire family and your friends, and including Lucita Jean-Pierre. All right. And of course, yours truly, right here, AP. Okay.
Happy
And
birthday to you.
if Tony was there, oh boy, you'd be getting it real good.
But don't worry, we'll hold it down for Uncle Tony and of course for you celebrating your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Happy belated birthday to your daughter. That's an interesting thing though, to be born like so you know the birthday is so close.
Yes.
I wonder how that works out for everybody. Like it's like, okay, your birthday is today, yours is tomorrow. Let's just do one celebration.
Yes.
Or is it because some people say no, we have to do a separate thing. So I wonder how that goes.
So let me ask you another thing. How that goes? How do you feel being, sharing the same birthday, the same birth month with your sister? How does that feel? Is that no big deal? How does that feel?
I'm totally cool with it. Yeah, that's fine with me. We're both January borns. Big up the January borns. Anybody that's locked on that's born in January. So I have no problem with it. It's not that close that I feel as though, maybe she's getting more attention and stuff like that. Nah, we cool.
All right. Good stuff. So before we move on, anything you want to mention, Lady J? Anything in particular?
No, I just think we forgot to mention the lady, Michelle Obama. She celebrated her birthday over the weekend.
Oh, it was
62 years old.
It was last Saturday she celebrated. Yeah.
So we didn't mention that. So even if we're in the Caribbean, we all are aware of Obama and what he did the 8 years he was in, running the country, and possibly one of the best or the best presidents of the USA. People are
Barack
still
Obama?
talking about it. People are still talking about it compared to.
Be careful now.
No, I mean in terms
joker.
of Trump now, people are
No,
wishing.
Let me tell you
I
something.
understand what you're saying.
All these guys are the same thing. They're all the same thing. All these guys. You go to that's right. You go to Libya and see the mess that's there. That's Barack Obama. You know what he was called? Deporter in chief. He deported the most people, right, in the history of the United States. These guys, man. Anyway, let's leave that there. It's just that Trump just do melee. He pa melee. Yeah, that kind of thing.
I was watching live with Trump last night. It was fairly long, right? And it was hilarious. Honestly, I think Trump is one of the funniest people in the world. Like naturally, he's just funny. He makes you laugh. Now, he did something like this is a serious meeting, This is like all of the biggest leaders in oil and some of the biggest players in the game in oil, right? In one round table. So at a point in the meeting session, right? There's media and everybody there. This thing is serious.
As usual.
Trump pauses everything. He says, "Oh," he looks back, gets up, walks to a window and stands up by the window for about 30 seconds looking outside the window. It was for a certain reason, right? But the way he did it was so funny to me. And then he went back and sit down as normal and start back the meeting as if like it's just You know, that's like I get up from here and I go and stand up by that window.
You know,
just so.
In the
you know
midst of-
what the, you know what the pundits are saying? It's an early sign of dementia. That's what they're saying. What they're saying.
And,
But anyway,
and another thing about him, right? I mean, we try not to get into the politics thing too deep.
you mean you?
Yeah. No, me, yes, definitely. The other thing about Trump is he is great at what we call deflecting. So if you ask him a question,
no, it's lying.
No, lying too. Because the other day he told a big lie. He was talking about a situation and he said his uncle went to school with some fella, right? He called a name and he said my uncle went to school with him. And when they went and researched, his uncle passed away long before this guy was even around. So how could your uncle go to school with him? So he making up bare things. He was like, my uncle went to school with him and he told him this and he told him that, and all of that was lies. But no, the other thing about him, not just lying, he's good at deflecting. What deflecting is that if they ask Trump a question, he will answer it by not answering it. He will bring up something else, or answer it in a way that he pushing away your question but hitting on another topic. He's very, very good at deflection.
No, it's true.
But you know, going back to the Michelle Obama thing, you know, during that time, Michelle Obama was behind this whole push to deal with heart issues, heart problems, especially with children. So they started pushing away whole fat milk.
Yes.
Okay, and they're more into the skim
getting
milk.
them more into planting and that sort of thing.
Yes, and the skim milk, encouraging children to consume those. So you know, now Trump has reversed that. Not want to. He has.
He has already.
Yeah. So pretty soon it's going to be official. Now you can enjoy your whole milk. As a matter of fact, they were saying that most surveys indicate that the children do not like the skim milk. They don't like it. In fact,
It's better, you know.
They don't even consume it. It's there in the cafeterias, and they don't even bother with it. And I can understand.
But it's
Let me tell you, my grandmother, she was told to use the skim milk instead. And listen, if you wanted to see my grandmother get vexed, is when you see you come and you give her that, right, with her breakfast and so on. Oh my gosh, man, she'd get bad.
I prefer it. But,
No,
but
It
milk
is
milk
awful.
for me.
It is
but
awful.
You find?
Yeah, just skim milk, man. Listen, if I'm going to have milk, I have whole milk. So while I understand the
Well,
concerns,
they're talking about cutting the fat. And
yeah,
of course
I understand the
whole milk.
concerns.
Yeah.
But I think, as always, I think it's just a question of being temperate, moderate.
Yeah.
But most of us, we're not moderate. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So pretty soon you're going to have America sky high now, heart problems, all kinds of things going to be
That's
happening.
what, and that's what Trump is going to bring in.
but there's something interesting about milk, though, and I let's talk about it. Any animal, right, feeds on the milk of that animal. So if you have a cow will drink cow milk. What's another animal? A goat will drink a goat's milk.
All animals.
Right?
Yeah.
A human drinks its mother's milk at first, and then the human gets introduced to either formula, cow milk, or other milk that is from animals. So my question is, are we as humans supposed to be consuming the milk of a cow if we are human and we started off feeding from the milk of a human? And you understand what I'm saying, or I lost it?
No, we understand.
Right. So my question is, are humans supposed to ingest cow's milk? And the interesting thing about that question is that when you go and do your research, a lot of people are intolerant to lactose.
Lactose, yeah.
Why are there so many people that are lactose intolerant? Does that mean that we maybe not supposed to be drinking that kind of milk? Is because your body rejecting it, you know? Because if you're intolerant, it's not that something is wrong with you necessarily. It is that your body is not agreeing with cow's milk. Right? Or are you wrong?
Okay.
I mean, you have points there, but
Okay.
let's look at a newborn. It's not all the time that the newborn will accept
the mother's milk as well.
Why is that?
That
They
does happen.
reject it too.
That does
Same
happen. It
thing.
does happen, Sunny.
They reject it.
Why is that though?
I don't know. You'll have to ask the doctors
Now,
that are.
and there's some children who take the cow's milk very, very well.
Very well,
And
from-
others have a lot of
from
problems.
birth. Yeah.
In fact, I remember when, in the case of Nairobi, after she just stopped taking the mother's breast, right? She just stopped. So the doctor said, well, you know, she needs to have something else.
You need that, yeah.
So, which of course they tried the cow's milk, and Nairobi couldn't keep anything. All how you, no matter what you do, you can mix that to something. I went to Prescale actually, asked him if there's something. In the meantime, Nairobi's losing a lot of weight.
Yeah.
She was already tiny, and she was getting more and more tiny. I was so afraid. I said, oh my God, don't tell me that, child. So the doctor said, listen, if we don't find something to do, you know, we're gonna have to put her in the hospital because she needs to be fed, right? And I don't know what passed behind my head. I said to myself, I said to Doc, I said, why don't we try some soy milk and see what happens? And we gave that to her, and she was fine with that.
Yeah, because when I was expecting Consuelo, that is what I was given in Malaysia, soy milk.
The soy milk.
Which I find was yuck for me. But since the doctor told me it was the best thing, so I followed up. But since then, Andre, I'm going to be honest with you, I've never taken it. I've never tried it after
the
that.
soy?
Yeah, I just did it because, of course, that's what it's best for me while I'm expecting, no problem. But once I have my choice, I'm going to stop.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah.
The soy milk, I don't like it. But you have other brands like the coconut milk, and you have the almond,
Almond
the
is very
oats.
good.
Yeah,
Expensive,
those
but
things.
good.
Now, those things that we're mentioning, those are what we call plant-based milks, right? Which a human, I believe, can be more, how I could say, your body will more accept a plant-based milk rather than the milk of an animal, right? Now, there's an interesting thing I was looking at. I'm trying to find it here, all right? Where there was research that children who fed on their mother's breast milk for longer periods ended up being better developed, right? Which is an interesting thing to me.
Yeah.
And there are actually people who say, well, they go past the year, right, of having the mother's breast milk, and they continue giving the child human milk, and for some reason they're more well developed, which is that's so interesting to me. I think I don't know, but in my opinion, I don't think humans are supposed to be having the milk of animals. I don't know if that is something that was how can I say, presented to us as a norm. I think over time that became a norm where they say, okay, well, cow milk is it, this is what we market into you. Now let's go deeper. Is whole milk in 2026 actually the milk of a cow?
Well,
now the reason I say that is because there's something called UHT.
Yeah.
UHT or something like that, but basically
That's
it's
what it is,
ultra pasteurized milk, where they take the enzymes or the fats from cow's milk and then essentially stretch it out by using methods of heat and other things, right, to create milk, quote unquote. What I'm trying to say is most milk in 2026 is not from a cow. If it says whole milk, the chances are that whole milk is not actually whole milk, that it is probably ultra pasteurized milk.
Yeah.
Now that sounds weird, doesn't it? Because it's like, what am I even drinking? Is this milk? What is it? What are we drinking? What are we consuming? So I don't want to get too deep, because then people go start saying, "Cha boy, I've been using cow milk my entire life. What is this guy telling me?" But think about it again. Years ago, when you had cow's milk, it tasted different. I don't know if anybody else can see what I'm seeing. Y'all can link us up on the Facebook. We also on WhatsApp, 2870971. Link us up on the WhatsApp and tell me if you think that now, right, in these times, milk tastes different to how it used to taste back then. Remember when they used to bring milk in cartons and the glass bottles and stuff?
Yeah.
That was milk. That was from a cow that they actually, you know that was milk. But now, mass production, the wide consuming of milk from all over the world, right? The portrayal of like breakfast being, you know, cereal and eggs, the US style breakfast, you know. So milk is something that gets pushed at us from the time we're young all the way to adulthood.
So you seem to have a little issue with human beings consuming cow's milk, if I understand you correctly, right?
I'm not saying that I have an issue with it directly. I'm just saying sometimes it makes me wonder. You know, it makes me wonder if that's what we're supposed to do as humans, or if we're supposed to leave out the animal's milk. Because again,
let me tell you, milk has some good stuff in there.
Of course, we're mammals, right?
So for example, fish, especially fatty fish. Somebody may say we're not supposed to be eating animals, period. But a fish contains something called omega-3 fatty acids. They call it essential. Your body cannot produce it, so you need to get it from some other source. Right. And fish is one of the most powerful ways of getting those omega fatty acids.
That's cool.
So the milk, for example, has certain things in there, the protein and vitamins D and E and those kinds of things.
Calcium, right?
Exactly. Hold on. It has all of those good things. As I said earlier, I think the key is to be moderate in those things and not, abuse it. And I think that's what is happening in in America, well, not America, maybe across the globe. We're just abusing this milk thing. We have it morning, noon, and night, and it's almost like water for some people. So I think that's the thing, Asani, because it has some good stuff. You can't get away from that.
Now that's fine, but the good stuff that you find in the cow's milk is also found in other things. It's not like it's like something like vitamin B12 that's a little bit harder to get in other products.
But you can get the omega-3 fatty acids in other things as well.
But that's fine.
Hold on, you can get it in certain seeds and so on. But it's the amount, right?
If you have to consume, in order to match what a fish would give you,
right? Exactly,
which is cool.
Yeah, so
that's
the milk
understandable.
Now,
But milk now, yes, it has in the calcium and other things. But again, are we consuming actual milk when we go and buy milk from a supermarket? Is it actually milk you get? And if it's not milk, does it still have the protein, the calcium, and the other things? Because remember, the type of milk I'm telling you about, ultra pasteurized, is heated. So it means when it's heated, a lot of those nutrients and the other things that you'll get in that will probably dissipate. I could be wrong, but I assume under high heat, in most situations, most foods will lose a lot of its nutritional value.
Well, the same thing when you cook as well, using heat. So whatever is left there.
But what it's basically telling us, what Zen is basically putting in my head is that, and that's what we learned as well, is always read the contents of whatever you purchase.
Yeah, but we usually, when it comes to milk, we don't.
Yeah,
we buy milk, we just go and we say, okay, that's a whole milk. Yeah, this is milk. But again, if anybody on the Facebook can tell me, because y'all remember when milk used to come in cartoons, and you actually have tasted milk that comes from a cow. Does it taste different now in this millennium or in this age? Does it taste different? Is it actually milk? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I know for sure when I was growing up, I tasted real cow's milk.
When they came
so you know how it tastes.
Came to my door, came home and it brought this thing
that
for you.
It
was actual.
I remember that.
So it did taste different. That's that you can't get away from that.
I don't know if it tastes different.
It was it had this
to
fresh.
Me, evaporated milk.
See, like fish, it has this fresh
smell.
That's That's,
but I just find the evaporated milk and it sort of tastes the same. I don't know.
Well, you see, what does evaporated milk mean?
Anyway, listen.
That's the name of it.
Let's leave that right there. Let's leave that right there. We have other things to talk about.
Yes, of course.
Okay. All right. Yesterday, when I left here, I was here for about maybe an hour plus, and I decided to go home yesterday afternoon. Was it around minutes to 1, somewhere around there?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I was going home to get my controller for Zen,
yes,
because he needs the controller to do his thing, which he's going to be doing this afternoon between 3 and 6, live here on REV-UP St. Lucia, folks. So Zen is going to be here this afternoon live doing his thing. So I'm going to get the piece of equipment for him to bring it back here. So when I got to past the supermarket, I realized the area was actually cordoned off, right? And the police officers and so on. So I thought, well, maybe a funeral is taking place.
Right.
Usually there are funerals and so on. So I'm there thinking that. So the officer actually, I was trying to go past and to get to the Leclerc field past there, and of course the mini mart and so on to get to my home. And the officer said to me, you can't go through there. So I said to him, why? What's going on? He said to me, there was an incident there at the mini mart, so the area has been cordoned off. You have to find an alternative route to get to your home. Now he didn't tell me, right, exactly where I could pass. Okay? So I said, wow, man. Anyway, so I turned around and I came back here, told Zen and Anthony was here at the same time. What had happened? So, of course, the news was that there was this incident, this attempted robbery, I was told. We don't have all the details, but, what the residents are saying that at least 4 individuals were involved.
Wow.
It would seem as though, again, that's what we're hearing, seem as though the guys had stolen something and they were moving out with it. And I think the security officer, that's not official, noticed that they had stolen the stuff, and he confronted them. And that is when now one of them whipped out this firearm. But again,
But
folks,
Andre, in the head? That's what I'm hearing.
I don't know. I don't know where. Well, listen. At the time, the fellas panicking, they'll do almost anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly where he got shot and this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if the story I'm giving is even correct. But I'm saying that's what I heard by the time I got home later in the afternoon. And before we talk about the incident itself, I was just thinking and saying, man is really a social being, for true. Because it's amazing. Look at what these guys did there. Okay? How that affected so many other people. You're talking about scores of people who are trying to get to their homes and so on, who had to go alternative routes, and the whole inconvenience. Look, I could not even bring the controller for Hassani to do it. Just because of the actions of a few people, 1, 2, 3, 4 people, affected scores and scores of people.
And then you have people who depend on a mini mart as well to go and do their shopping.
Exactly. Yeah. And here's the big deal. Here's the thing. By the time I left here, I came back here last night, which I normally do. By the time I left home, and I left here about after 7, somewhere around there. Usually the mini mart is open after 7, going to 8, somewhere around there. The place was closed, shut down.
Yeah, they have to.
Shut down. And I hope and I pray that people will get to understand that this is not something that's done deliberately, and they'll continue patronizing the place, because a lot of establishments, when these things happen, right, that negatively impacts people feeling comfortable going back there. So I was just saying how we are real social beings, for true, how what I do affects somebody else, and what I do, you know what I mean, this sort of thing. For that to have happened there, and for the guys to come and upend people's lives just like that, and people's businesses and so on, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Horrible, man. Honestly,
and that's a young guy too.
Yes,
pretty young guy for security.
Yes, I think was it 27? I think I read this morning.
In his 20s.
Yeah, 27-year-old. His name is Caesar Bascom. Now, initially they said that he was taken to hospital, but this morning I confirmed that he had actually passed. Okay, so I'm not sure how many homicides that is now. Could be maybe 5, for the year so far.
Well, condolences to the family. It's a situation that is very unfortunate, and we are asking, the people of St. Lucia to embrace peace and embrace love, because I think that's the only thing that's gonna get us out of certain situations. Peace and love. And sometimes it's hard to embrace, because I know that we've been through a lot as a human race, and things have happened like COVID, and we've been through natural disasters. We've seen all kinds of things in the past 10, 20 years, and I know some people are angry. Some people are not even themselves anymore. It's tough. But you as a human being have to remember that there's always another way. And criminals out there, anybody that is thinking of going down a certain road, just remember that when you go down that road, it only ends in 3 ways. I always say that. It's be hospital, cemetery, or jail. Right? So if you want to go down that road, remember that there's an end, and sometimes it comes very quickly. So what's the point? When you really think about it deeply, what is the point of going down that road when you can go down another road that may be a little longer, but guaranteed you will have your morals, you will have yourself, you'll still be you, right? You don't want to lose yourself in this world, right? Doing crime and doing things that don't really make sense, and it's just waste time, and we see over the years there's a lot of young people doing the crime. I'm not saying older people don't do crime, right? But we see a lot of young people engaging in criminal activity.
So would you say that the same thing, the same end for young people? You said three, and I agree with you. You said either the
Hospital, cemetery,
the cemetery, or
or
the
jail.
jail. Right. So when you have older people now,
Yeah.
leaders and so on, people who have power, right, do the same thing or even worse, taking people's lives, innocent lives, just so, for whatever political reason or terrorism or whatever the case may be. They now doing it, of course, on another level where you don't see them as a bad boy. So, Hassani, let me ask you, what is the end for those people? Because if for the young people, it's either the hospital, the jail, or the cemetery. What is it for the older folks?
They will also meet their fate. But remember, that fate will come in a different way, because when you have power, when you have authority, the things that would happen to the common person will not happen to you. But I assure you that eventually they will meet their fate. For example, we have one of the most known names for things like that, Adolf Hitler, right? He met his fate eventually. You had guys like
Mussolini is another one.
We could go all
you know
over.
Mussolini, he was the leader of Italy. He was a dictator. You know how he ended up? Because he was Hitler's friend. The people, there was like a revolt. The people revolted, and they grabbed him, his wife, and they hanged them in the streets.
Wow.
Yeah, Mussolini, that's how he ended up.
Now you see.
I mean, there's so many of them. And that's what I was saying, Hassani. Sometimes, we look at these young people and they're doing bad things. Yes, I agree, and there's no to it. We have to condemn it. It's not the right thing. But you have those now, okay, who are in positions of power and authority, doing even worse. And you see these people retire, they go into retirement, you don't hear anything about them. Basically, they have guards guarding them, they have security detail for the rest of their life and this kind of thing, right? It seems as though they don't get their comeuppance at all.
But you know what's the interesting thing about that? Sometimes the fate is not visible, Let me explain something to you. A lot of those people that do those things, sometimes they can't even sleep at night. Sometimes they cannot even function through life normally because things playing over in your head, Like if you do wickedness and you do evil, all right, I guarantee you there's some people it may not affect at first, because there's some people that get a thrill from doing criminal activity or whatever, or shady stuff. And when you're in power, it's like, yeah, I feel macho. I can do this to you. I can make things happen to you, and nothing will happen to me. But then there's something called a conscience, right? Which some people may or may not. I don't know. Some people may not even have a conscience anymore.
It does happen.
But usually, after a while, it's going to play on your mind, and that's going to affect you, and it's going to haunt you in different ways. So I assure you that those people that seem like they're okay are not that okay. Because look, we even have celebrities, right? This is not even on criminal stuff, not going too far off topic. But you have celebrities who have it all. The riches, the fame, the power, the ability to get things done, right? Or to do something to someone, right? But you know what? A lot of these celebrities, you realize they go through depression, severe depression, right? They go through states of where they go into different types of drugs just to get away from reality, so they're not happy. They're not living a good life. They may seem so because they have the riches, the wealth, the power. But what do they have otherwise? Do they still have themselves? Do they still have their morals? Do they still have a spirit? I don't know.
And the ironic thing about all this, when we talk about the young people doing bad things and they're condemning and so on, and when the older folks, those rich and powerful people do those things, right, we just basically excuse them like it's all right. Once they're doing it, they're not the bad boys, right? They get help, they get assistance, they get support, right, from other people who are just as powerful. And I just don't think that's a cool thing at all. But anyway, getting back to our story, there with the young man, as we said a while ago, Hassani, we really empathize with the family and so on. Because imagine, Monsieur, and I always say that's the thing about death. You leave your home, you're law-abiding citizen, right?
Yes.
For all intents and purposes, you're a law-abiding citizen. You're there with upholding the law, ensuring that you do the right thing. You're working for somebody, and you're doing your work.
Yes.
And just some individuals just come from nowhere and just basically end your life just so. I mean, that's a travesty. That's a travesty.
Yeah,
You,
man.
you know, you're there doing your thing. You're there doing your work as a
Yeah.
as a loyal employee, and somebody just comes from nowhere and just causes your life. Either you're dead or maybe you're
Yeah.
severely injured
So-
and this kind of thing.
So you remember when we were young, you would hear from your grandparents and your parents to stay out of trouble. But now in these times, it's like even if you stay out of trouble, sometimes
Trouble
you just
finds you.
end up you just end up in a situation that there's trouble.
Yeah.
There's something going on that you have to then now think, well, how am I going to get out of this? Because the number one thing is you're thinking, well, I need to survive. And it's just, man, it's just unfortunate how some of these things happen. You know, sometimes you're just there chilling by a bar. You're there with your friends, and quick, so something happens, something spark up. So you have to think fast, and you have to do something to ensure that you're good or that your people are good. I mean, there's so much happening again, as I say, in the world already. Outside of St. Lucia, outside of the Caribbean, we've seen so much happening all over, with Venezuela, with USA, with wherever. You know, things are happening all over. So here on this little island, right, where we have a certain population and we just trying to, you know, make our way. We need to ease up, because we're a small country that trying to do big things. And when we start taking out all of our young men, and we're losing our young women, and we're losing some of our good leaders and good people, what's gonna happen? Like we need to look and evaluate ourselves as a people, and realize that the way to move forward, again, peace and love. And it may be hard for some, but I know it is possible. I know it is possible. You could be out there, you could be from what they call, quote unquote, the ghetto. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. You could be from the heights. That doesn't mean you're a good person. You understand? So there are levels to this. And I just want people to understand that there's always another way. Remember that.
I read some statistics from Jamaica. Last year they had 673 murders. Okay? And that's the lowest in 31 years. Normally in the 1,000 plus, somewhere around there, 673. Now, so far for the year, they have 22. Okay? So it is just a problem. And there must be a good reason why the murder rate has been, you know, trending downwards. I just wonder whether the measures that they're taking right now to help keep that under control, whether the measures that they're using are things that can be sustained. In other words, if they just let up on those measures, would it go back to what it was? You know?
Okay.
Right? You understand what I'm asking?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a sort of false lowering of the murder rate? Is simply because of the measures, and those measures could be really extreme, like you have the states of emergency and this sort of thing, right? Heavy police presence in some areas, and sometimes police officers taking people's lives, you know, they say during the course of their duty. I just wonder those things that they are doing, and it seems to be working, whether these are things that you can sustain.
Yeah, without those things, I don't think it can be sustained. It will go back to being whatever it was before.
Just asking, can whatever they're doing, is that something that can be sustained? You just keep doing it. You just keep doing
meaning
it.
that they have to keep the measures going.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have some countries in the world, when you study it, they have brought down the crime rate very, very low, and it's because of those measures, or sometimes it's measures that we don't even expect. Sometimes it could be the smallest thing that you change that just relaxes people for some reason. For example, let's look at
I think we
Amsterdam.
also have to look at jobs as well, because maybe that's why these people have so much time on their hands. So they want the easy way out. And why would you go to the supermarket? Because you're looking for food, you're looking for money,
Right.
you know. So that's another thing. We have to make sure we find employment for the youth. We have to make sure that they are involved in something.
Now,
some
some
activity, something.
Some young people may tell you that, well, I've been looking for a job for months.
Yes.
And you can hear that from many young people, right? They come out of school, they have a degree, whether it's an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, and it's like, well, I can't find any work. I've been applying for jobs all over, and I just cannot get work. Or you even have situations where you hear something called you you are what do you call it again? Overqualified.
Yes.
Right. So you are too qualified for this job.
Yeah.
So how can I pay you? I can't even pay you. So I don't want to make it seem as though, well, the young people not looking for work, because there are a lot of young people looking for it. But let's also remember, Janice, that employment isn't always the conventional office job.
True.
Employment can be being a coconut man.
Yeah.
And it may sound, some people may hear coconut man, or they may hear a farmer, right? And they might laugh and say, oh, that's a farmer ain't making no money. A coconut man ain't making no money. But when they go and check it, when they actually go and see what those guys do, a coconut man makes a lot of money.
Right.
Go and check it for yourself. I've researched it, so I could tell you, right? And that's only two things that I mentioned. There are a lot of other legal ways that people can make money, or what we call hustle. You know, there are a lot of ways that people can get by, and young people especially can get by. And there are a lot of creative young people out there. So I believe what we need is the innovation from the young people.
So what about what young people are being told? Go to school, excel in school, and you're going to get a nice job, a nice cushy job. You're going to make a good salary.
But that's the problem,
right? That's what young people are being told. Because if you look at the way, we're pushing the issue of doing well on CXCs and this sort of thing, getting high grades. That's what you're being told. So when the young people now go through schools, their schooling and so on, especially they may be going to university, or maybe they haven't, maybe just some CXC level, that they're not expecting to do what you're right, Asani, I agree with you, but they're not expecting to do things like that.
But listen, young people should never be told that. The reason I say so, right, you selling them a dream. Don't sell young people a dream because they go try and believe that dream. Don't sell them that, because if you're naive to certain things, you'll go with the flow. You'll tell yourself, let me do good in CXCs, let me go and get my associate's degree in college, or let me get a bachelor's.
Isn't that the system? That is the system that we have.
That is the system. But then that means that it is flawed. It is definitely flawed. We cannot be telling young people, when you get your degree, you're guaranteed to get a job, because that's not the truth. We know different. You're not guaranteed anything.
It's not that you're guaranteed to get a job.
You may want the job for your qualifications.
Exactly.
So you may have to step down before you can step up, and that's okay.
So you need to tell young people, yes, go and get your degree, but keep in mind that what you want to do may not be what you actually end up doing, because of these these other factors and these other things that may happen. You may or may not do what you originally. I remember I wanted to be a doctor when I was going to school, and then I had another idea, and then I had another idea. But you know where I end up? On radio. because I end up realize what I actually love, not because I remember my mother told me, you're gonna have to settle for a normal job, because sometimes what you may want to do at this point, you may not have it presented to you, right? You may not be able to do radio, you may not be able to do the music production, so you may have to get a normal job. And I remember applying for jobs, going in for interviews, dressing well, speaking well, the whole 9 yards. I went the whole 9 yards. And I can remember in that time, I did not get a job. I was qualified, but I did not get any job until I got a hotel job.
Right.
And that's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
But it was bringing in a little money.
Exactly.
But
so you held
you sometimes you have to take something else temporarily.
You heard what you said there? It was bringing in a little money.
Exactly.
And this is where we have the problem.
That's where we right back to where we started.
Right, exactly. That's the problem, this little money thing. There's some
accept it and make it work for now.
Well, if you have a home where you don't have to pay electricity and water, you have an understanding parents and so on who can understand your situation, you're all right. You're okay.
To a certain
but
level.
if you have children, you have bills.
Exactly.
Might
Exactly.
be tight, yes.
Okay. So and these young fellas you see there, the guys are just desperate, right? The system, because of the system being well, I guess maybe they didn't conform to the system, and now it's telling you, hey, listen, you had to, if you didn't conform, now you got to pay a price. So the fellas are having a lot of difficulty. I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just trying to be real. The guys having a lot of challenges getting a job that pays them well, all right? And then they have, as you said, the child, they have what, maybe the parents expect them to make their contribution. They're not doing it. So they're looking for a shortcut to get this, and they're so desperate, they're not even thinking logically at the time.
Exactly, because again, remember, fellas, they have different ways to hustle. When you go, okay, let's say you tell yourself you go be a criminal, and you go and you do robberies, and you get $100 there, $200 there, $50 another place, and you take a man chain, you go and you, okay, so what did you gain from your criminal activity?
Temporary relief.
That is the same small money when you study it, because it's not anything grand that you could say, well, oh, I just did something, I did a criminal activity and now benefited greatly.
Remember, they're thinking about the moment. That's what they're thinking of.
So you just want something.
It's
anything.
It's the moment that they're in. The moment they have something that they have to do or whatever.
Here's the problem.
Maybe they owe somebody and they already threatening that. You don't know. So they're just desperate at that time. I'm not justifying anything. Don't misunderstand me.
Of course not. You get your satisfaction and you tell yourself you do something and you get a little $100 here or a few $100. But then in the long run, or not even the long run, in the short run, the money's done and you have to go back again to doing the same things.
Yeah.
Which when you think about it, you're risking your freedom, right? You're risking your life, because some people are taking that, Some people not letting you take away what they worked hard for. So suppose now you go and you're trying to do somebody something and you lose your own life in the process.
That does happen, but has the other one, like what happened yesterday with the gentleman,
trying to work
somebody
hard,
else,
do a hard day's work. And
exactly. So it can go any way, and in all ways it is sad.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't matter.
Always it is sad.
Very sad.
Can I talk about things I'm seeing here on the WhatsApp so far?
Not yet.
No. When we do it in 5 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes. Okay. Let me just read something which I think is important.
Sure.
The Royal St. Lucia Police Force has announced a 7-day firearm amnesty aimed at reducing the number of illegal weapons in communities across St. Lucia and strengthening public safety. The amnesty provides individuals with an opportunity to surrender illegal firearms and ammunition with no rewards offered and no questions asked. Authorities say the initiative is part of ongoing efforts to curb gun-related crime and create safer neighborhoods for families and communities. The firearm amnesty will be conducted in 2 phases. Phase 1 will run from Monday the 19th, that's of course this week, until Thursday the 22nd of January, that's this coming Thursday.
4 days,
and then you have phase 2 scheduled for Monday the 26th to Wednesday the 28th.
So that's a total of 7 days.
Yeah, so they're telling people how they could do it. Members of the public can surrender firearms and ammunition between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. at any police station or fire station across St. Lucia. Individuals may also contact correctional officers to facilitate the surrender. For those who prefer alternative arrangements, the force has indicated that firearms and ammunition can be surrendered through a lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the lawyer does not have to say anything other than give it to them.
Yeah. In 2019, right, Barbados did the same thing. They did a gun amnesty. So I'm just letting people know.
Did they pay people for the weapons, for bringing them in?
No, it was very similar to what you just said. And during 1 week of the gun amnesty, this was in April 2019, Barbados had collected 32 firearms and 1,758, that's interesting, 1758, 1,758 rounds of ammunition, mostly small caliber items. And so they thought that it was positive.
Yes.
A lot of people ridiculed it at the time because they were like, oh well, the guys that really doing things are not going to bring in their guns that easily. But hey, as you can see here, it did something. 32 firearms off of the streets is still pretty.
But let me ask you, what are the reasons for people turning in those firearms and ammunition? What would be the reason? What is it that you think they're thinking of as to what would convince them, hey, you know something, let me get rid of this thing?
Well, no, I mean the officers, the police force is giving you the opportunity to bring in the guns and ease up safely so that you're not getting arrested or anything. So
if you're caught with one,
or if you do something. So I mean the guys are probably just giving that opportunity, and hopefully the criminals or whoever has a change of heart when they hear this, that they can bring it in without being arrested. They may have a change of heart. They may be holding something for somebody, you know. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I think that it is still a good move by the police force.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, boy, again, you know, I guess they're saying, listen, either you bring them in or we'll have to take it by force.
They said that?
No, I'm just saying that's the message there.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring it in? Well, then you have to, like Trump says, it's either the easy way or the hard way.
I said so last night in the thing I was watching.
Says it all the time about Greenland and so on. Yeah, easy way or the hard way. Alrighty, well, maybe the force should learn a little something from Trump. You know, when you issue a threat, follow up.
Follow it,
right?
Follow through.
Okay, so, you know, we've been having some challenges with our chimers chiming in on Facebook and also on WhatsApp. So today we hope that you know, we can, you know, do justice to our listeners, our followers, etc., etc. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over now to you, Hassani, and to Lady J. So take it away.
All right. So we normally do Facebook first. So I'm going to go. Yeah.
By the way, they were telling us what they call Tanya, but they were telling me the Creole name is called Shu.
Shu.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Shu.
They said Tanya is also called Shu.
Okay.
That's interesting.
So it's different to Edos, right? It's different to Edos?
I think so. When I research it, it looks very much like Edos to me.
Exactly.
It looks almost just a bigger Edo.
Yes,
They're probably the same family in terms of, what else we had?
And don't forget the yam is also very nutritious.
Of course.
Yeah, yam. Yeah, and I like the yellow one.
The yellow
Do you
one,
prefer the yellow or the white one?
Yellow.
Yeah.
The yellow one has more taste to me.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Somebody else was telling us about the milk. The milk in the tins is not cow's milk.
No.
The what is imitated in factories.
That's what you said,
yeah. All right. Somebody said they remember meeting me when I was about 2 years old.
Okay.
And now I will be 30 next year. Yes, definitely. Good to meet you. I'm trying to see your name here. Aji. Okay. Aji, good morning to you.
AG.
AG? Is AG? Aji? Simpson, yes. It was AG, not Aji. Sorry, my bad. Yes. Go ahead, Miss Janice. Lady J.
So Dakota McGuire says, good morning to all. Yeah, Sharon Peter, happy Tuesday, REV-UP. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Dakota. These are popular names. These are persons who call or check in every day. Sharon Peter also says, Tony. She drags that every day.
Yes.
Yeah. And Sherry Blossom says, good morning, all. Good morning, Sherry. Julietta Monplaisy says, good morning to all. Good morning, Julietta. And let's see what we have again. Dakota says, she's saying something here. Let's see what Dakota is saying.
In the meantime, I'll do a birthday shout out here. Someone by the name of Sebastian Sylvester. Yes, that birthday shout out is coming from your brother. All right, so happy birthday to you, Sebastian. Big up January borns to the world. You know that. Yes.
So Dakota McGuire also says, so sweet of your son.
Oh, when I brought the the grapes and cashews, hopefully he eat them, eh?
Of course, I will.
So the Häagen-Dazs ice cream, to be exact. So she's maybe that's for you, Andre. Sherry Blossom.
Oh, he likes Häagen-Dazs. Yes, it's true. You know, I can remember when Häagen-Dazs was in St. Lucia.
Melts in your mouth. That's so good.
Do you remember that?
I love it.
But Tony, I keep saying Tony.
That's okay. Somebody.
It happens, right.
It's still there.
Häagen-Dazs is still there.
Of course.
I mean the physical location.
Oh, you mean the physical location?
Remember that?
No, right. That's true.
Yeah, there was a Häagen-Dazs. I think it's where Rituals is now. Yeah, I remember that years ago. Good morning to you, Andre's son. As young as you are, you know good history. You're so right. Milk long ago was tasting better than now. Do you know we have a little puppy and cat at home and they refuse to drink milk? So because of that, I might stop drinking milk. They're telling me that the milk might not be good anymore. That's interesting though. Imagine you giving the milk to a cat or a dog and it's not consuming it. That's strange, you know.
That kind.
Is that
Remember
kind?
we spoke about that.
So but how, right, but the thing is how they're saying it. It seems to me that they were giving the cat and dog milk before and it was taking it, but now it's not taking it.
Exactly.
So, boy.
Just like a baby, eventually they stop at 6 months or whatever. I mean, my daughter stopped 3 days shy of 6 months, and I wanted to breastfeed for 6 months. So hooray to me, it worked. But there's some people who just cannot get them off of, the breast milk.
Understood. Big up Humble Official, man. Humble Official, remember he did our rev up the plate?
Yes.
He said, good discussion, guys.
The milk?
No,
or the guns?
well, no, everything. He was just giving a
big up, or should I say rev up to Humble
Rev
Official.
Up, Humble.
Yeah, rev up.
He said, we need love
Yes,
in
we do.
758. Nice.
So Lucita Japierre, good morning to you. She says, good morning, Andre, Lady J, and Hassani. And don't forget our beautiful Kina.
Oh, yes, we forgot to give her a shout this
Terrific
morning.
Tuesday to all.
Yeah.
We're not finished yet. Kina, darling. Yes. Okay, Barbara Augustine, missing him like crazy. So Tony, the dragging. Yes. This person, yes. We miss him. As you can see, today, Andre is doubling up
I'm
on
calling him
his name.
Sonny, Tony.
Trust me, it happens.
Lucita
We
says
all
again, good
family.
morning, our REV-UP family on live and Radio Garden. Share the link. Okay.
Someone else here is on the WhatsApp going into more of the discussion again. You see, I tell you I had something there, I had something there. The people are chiming in. They said, good day, Rev-Up family, welcome to your son. Hope we can have him more often. Just want to comment on the milk discussion. Hassani wants to know why we are consuming animal milk and we develop a liking for it. But to answer this, we need to research and analyze the milk intake of the pregnant mothers during the 9 months and perhaps even their general lifestyle and dietary habits long before the pregnancy. This person is a doctor. This person talking here is a doctor. How they talking there, they really sound like they know their stuff.
They put in a lot.
I definitely remember drinking cow milk, which came in the fancy shaped bottles. It was rich and tasted great.
Yes.
The cows now are being fed with a lot of GMO foods to fatten them up quickly, and also the grass sprayed with chemicals and other pesticides. Great show, discussions, and laughter always. Yes, I miss Kina and her contagious laughs as well. Enjoy your vacation. From Jacinta.
All right, Jacinta.
Okay.
Hello.
Pius Snappy says good morning. Good morning, Pius. And then we've got Erin Shalman. Good morning, Erin. She says good morning. Blessed Tuesday to all.
Good morning,
listeners.
Erin.
Lady J, Andre, and the son in which he is well
pleased.
Yes. Lucita also says, wishing my friend Joella
Yard.
Yard a happy birthday today. All the best. Eat your cake and celebrate blessings. So Joella, happy birthday to you. Madeline Plant says, LOL. I don't know what the LOL was for.
Probably laughing at something we said earlier.
Irene again chimed in and said, sorry, I missed yesterday. I was having an invigorating bath at the Sulphur Springs.
Wow, nice. I want to do that.
And she says, did me wonders. Thanks, Andre, for always checking on me.
Welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Sounds nice. A nice bath at the Sulphur Springs, they say.
Yeah, and talking about that, let me just mention quickly that our Valentine's special is coming up, and that's going to be part of the prize.
Let's talk about it because I'm excited.
Yeah.
When I heard the promo yesterday, I was like, all right,
Wow.
this is something. Now, remember, the couples out there, don't worry, singles. We have something for the single people too. We're going to give the singles at least something. At least one single has to get something because, come on now. We can't just give the couples alone.
What is Valentine's?
It's
I know, but
Valentine's.
yes, yeah, they have people that don't have a girl or
Well,
man.
they don't have a Valentine.
They don't have a
Exactly.
Valentine. So
Yeah,
when
they
you
don't
have,
have a
so
Valentine.
so you're just leaving them out.
Yeah.
How you mean?
Until,
Yes,
until the next year, they might
Until they get somebody.
But
Until they
no,
get a
but they need
Valentine.
hope. They need hope.
Hey, who is talking and have a girlfriend? You shouldn't even be talking. You have a
Sorry,
girlfriend.
single people. I'm sorry. I tried my best. I was just throwing it out there to see what they could do for y'all.
But
I'm
nonetheless,
so sorry.
it's important that part of the prize would include lime to the waterfalls, to the sulfur springs, the mineral baths, the mud bath. It's just all part of the package.
So tell me more. So okay.
Listen to the
So-
promo.
No. I've listened to
we
it.
have to do the shout outs. We have to do the shout outs.
Wait, we going back to the shout outs. Hold on.
All right.
I just because I'm excited about this promotion, right? I've heard the promo, but I'm acting as if I don't know anything.
Right.
So that for somebody who's listening who never heard, we can inform them of what's happening.
Okay.
Right? So this price coming up for the Valentine's Day promo, what does it entail?
Okay, so what they call a staycation.
Yes.
Okay, and it's compliments JJ's Paradise.
Wonderful.
So if you first of all, let me just talk about the criteria.
Right.
You have to call in. You have
Yes.
to call in to talk about how you met your significant other. So that's the first thing. So we're
Yes.
going to take three participants
Right.
or potential
Three callers.
qualifiers,
Right,
and
right.
then each one will give their story as to how they met the significant other. Now,
Okay.
for some people, it's an exciting meet. For others, it could be a little boring thing. You know what I mean? So then the listeners now will decide
put
which of the
energy.
three, okay, will be the qualifier for the day. So each day. And we're doing it for 2 weeks, starting the 2nd of February to the 13th. And every day, we get one qualifier, but 3 participants each day.
Okay.
Okay?
So those qualifiers will then move on to what's
Into the
happening?
for the
bucket.
draw,
Yeah.
for the draw.
Oh,
Yeah. So once you
okay.
qualify, your name goes into the box.
Uh-huh.
So when we have the draw now,
Shake the
On the
box.
13th,
Right.
yes.
and one couple will win the
One
staycation.
All right.
So when they get to JJ's, like maybe around 1ish, right? There's lunch. Okay, you get your lunch, then you get a room. Okay, you get your room. Then a little later you have dinner with wine, etc., etc. Now it's not unlimited drinks. Huh? That's important.
Oh, that's
It's not unlimited because you have like at Sandals you get unlimited drinks and
Well,
eats and
that's
so on.
the sort of
Right.
properties is. But
Yeah, exactly. That JJ is a little different.
All
So you have your
inclusive.
dinner and stuff. Okay,
This
so you have
part
your
is
dinner.
what you're getting complimentary. Anything other than that, you've got to pay for it.
Right. So you have your dinner, and then now I guess you go back to your room a little later. Maybe enjoy the whatever. JJ might have some
with your
entertainment there and so on there. Yeah. Then the following morning, there's a speedboat ride. Okay, so you hop on. Well, of course you have breakfast. Huh? You have breakfast.
Yeah.
In the morning, you have breakfast in the morning.
Yes.
Right. You're not paying for that. Then you hop on the speedboat and you head down to Soufre. It's going to be a whole day affair, and that's where you get to go to the waterfalls
Wow.
and the mud baths and the hot water thingy and whatever.
Yes.
Right? It's a nice experience. And
Yeah.
then now after that, you hop on the boat again, speedboat. You get back to JJ's. You have lunch. You have your lunch at that point in time, and then after that, there's a pool party. Yeah, to end the whole of it.
Are invited to.
Yes, you have
Yeah.
a pool party.
Alright.
You're not paying for that. You're not paying for that.
That
So
is
get
really
ready for
cool.
excitement.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're saving a lot of money there for Valentine's Day. You don't
But
have to
that's not
worry
all,
about
huh?
anything.
That's not all.
that's not all.
Then-
That's
that's
only-
not all because they're getting the massage as well.
What?
Yes,
Do loads
yeah,
of-
from
This
Blue
is
Lotus.
this is a full
Yeah.
package, and honestly, as a couple, you don't have anything to worry
But
about.
guess what? I was speaking with the folks in the sales department.
Yeah.
We may even get some further prizes. Yeah.
So you see, it gets
Not may,
more and more.
will.
Yeah, It's getting more and more exciting. So remember, from February 2nd,
Yes.
you're going to have to tune in, you and your significant other, you and your boo, and make sure that you all know that you're going for the win.
That's
because
right.
you want to get that full-on experience this Valentine's Day. Maybe last year you couldn't do as much, things were a little tight. But this year is going to be different for you. So I know that that winner is out there listening right now, and they're feeling excited too because they know that they're going to win this. All right. So
All right.
February 2nd, straight to the 13th,
Yeah.
you get that chance.
I'm sure some people have some real exciting stories.
Stories to tell.
Yeah, I'm sure of that. There's some
Yeah.
exciting, interesting stuff.
You can listen to
Yeah.
yours too, Andre.
I remember a guy.
well as
just a quick,
Zen will
just a
listen
quick
to
little
yours.
story. I was the MC at a wedding, and I remember they were talking about how they met each other. You'd never believe how they met each other. They met each other by accident, and I mean that literally.
in an
Yeah,
no way.
yeah, it was an accident.
No
The guy was the driver, and he happened to hit this lady.
No
Yes.
way.
And it was not, something really devastating, but of course she was injured. And guess what? They got into a relationship.
that is very interesting.
And they got married.
They got married. Yeah, but you can still call us.
that.
Yes. We
Yeah,
want to
so
hear
some
that
real
story.
exciting stories.
Yeah, that's a nice one. And the listeners would like that one.
Look, somebody
So
calling
here's from
already.
Erin.
Somebody calling already.
Erin
Not
Sharma.
yet, Gasa.
Yeah.
February 2nd.
That's right.
Cool
Erin-
out.
Erin Sharma says, "Oh wow, that's a great and dedicated son." She's talking about when you gave the foodie.
Yes,
to Andre.
please. Yes,
No
please.
wonder you are a proud dad, Andre. Appreciate him.
Yes. You know what I appreciate about my children, right? Well, I can't speak too much about Nairobi. Nairobi is not yet,
Yeah.
but I can speak about Hassani and Abina, and this is what I am proud of, right? They are, as far as I can tell, law-abiding citizens.
Good.
Thank you. Any stress?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool
Yes.
as
For
ever.
police, for me to be worried about police coming at my house or my son's house and my son in trouble
Values,
or my daughter.
Andre,
That's the one
values.
thing you
They've
go ahead,
kept
boy.
those values, right?
Yeah.
So-
Important, yes. Sherry Blossom says shoe, so she was letting us know the other.
Oh, Tanya.
Tanya, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We have
You have me thinking about that.
Sylvania says Tanya again is shoe in Patois. Uh-huh. And the Creole name for Tanya is shoe. A lot of people are telling us. Sherry Blossom also said Tanya is shoe in Patois. Marcia Joseph says Edos and Tanya are the same.
They're the same.
Okay, I don't know.
But you
sure
see,
that one
no,
you
we
still
have
call
to
her?
hear that from somebody else.
Yeah, you sure
I need
that?
somebody that does farming or
Farming,
something
yeah.
that knows exactly what it is. But to me, it looks like
Oh,
a
we'll have
giant Edo.
Or we will have to check
But
that
now
out
you have me
online.
thinking. You have me thinking about that lamb and Tanya soup. What it was again?
The yam with the chicken soup.
Right, yam and chicken soup and Tanya and lamb
Yes, bouillon.
bouillon. Wow. Yeah. Remember, you could go try that today. And was the location again?
The Tomaso bread
Tomaso.
place.
Tomaso bread place.
And listen to this. Yam offers rich nutrients like fiber, potassium, and manganese, supporting heart, bone, and brain health while boosting immunity. There's a lot of other stuff in there. It's a little lengthy.
good.
So good stuff.
You
Good
have
stuff.
to drink yam milk.
Yeah, yam.
Blend that.
Wow.
So Lucita says the Creole name is Shu. A lot of people are adding to that. Christine Shalmine says, "Blessed Tuesday to you all."
Thank you.
Thank you,
To you as well.
And we have Marcia Joseph. She says yes. I don't know what the yes was for. And we have Sherry Blossom says, "That's all politicians." So that could be what we were talking about earlier. In terms of the guys and
Yes.
And Joan Shallery again says, or Shellery, is CHER. Good morning, Andre,
Shallery.
Jay, your guest, and everyone listening. Well, guest, I mean, this is Zen the DJ, just in
Yes.
case. He comes
Yeah,
on
the
at 3,
stranger.
and he happens to be Andre's son, right there. That's
Yep.
Zen the DJ. He's on from 3 to 6. Yes, Drama Queen says, "Good morning, Rev-Up family." Good morning, Drama Queen.
Hey, Drama Queen, good morning.
I remember her from the other station, Andre.
Yes, exactly. So you see,
Yeah.
a real fan. Yeah, a loyal fan.
Drama
Loyal
Queen.
fan.
Nancy says, "Andre, I will drink skim milk when I see a skim cow."
A skim cow.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
And honestly, I've tried
Nancy.
like having ice cream that's made from the other
milk.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah,
That's
it's
why I
strange.
like it's so
It's
it melts in
strange.
your mouth. I like I don't want to sound too off, but I kind of like the imported ice cream more. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
to each
do.
his own. To each
Yeah.
his own.
Lady J, what did Obama do for black people? He deported more people than Trump. The only, well, I reading it, Lucita, I'm not, you see, I'm reading. More people than Trump. The only thing, he didn't separate families.
Yes,
I promised
he
myself-
didn't, but he put them in those
Yeah.
those facilities. Yeah, but he didn't separate them. But that was his idea to put them in those facilities, like almost like a jail.
I promise
Mate, I was eating nice, mate. Boy.
I promise myself will stay. I think she meant I promise myself I will stay away from politics. It's a vexation to my soul.
Who said that? Who said that?
Lucita.
Lucita.
Yeah.
I understand.
It's a vexation to your soul, Lucita, but you're still answering, getting you all excited. Yeah, chill. Yeah, that's chill, man. That's okay. Thanks for this. Yeah. Cherry Blossom says no, we should not be drinking cow milk. Zen, you heard that?
I hear,
We should not be drinking.
Reaching out to the person on Facebook who said Hassani has a good voice for cricket commentary.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I used to be a good cricketer, I was a good batsman.
Okay.
Yeah, couldn't bowl though. But batting, yeah.
So you remember when the person says, Andre, I will drink skim milk. All right. Marcia chimed into that with a whole lot of LOLs. Yes. And D. Francis says, good morning to everyone.
Hey, good morning, D. Francis. Yeah. Okay, nice to hear from you.
Clara Sammy, good morning,
hey,
Clara.
Mrs. Sammy.
She
hope
says,
all is well. I haven't heard from her in a little while. Yeah.
She was also tuned into the previous show. So she's always tuned into REV-UP.
You mean the Love Zone?
Yeah,
yes,
was tuned in as well.
Okay, Mrs. Sammy, all the best to you. And of course, your son, the great one, Darren Sammy. And his lovely wife.
Yeah, Kathy. Oh, she's so cute. Such a beauty. Yeah, such a beauty. Height and all to go with it. Yeah. Josani? Or Josan? How you say it? Josani?
How's it spelled?
Josiane.
Was it Josiane?
Josiane. Okay.
You didn't butcher the lady's name for 2 days now, consecutive days.
I don't know. Josiane Alexander. I've never seen it written like that. Huh? It's always separated.
I understand.
Josie and Anne. Yeah. It's always separated. Sorry,
Right.
What's it?
Josiane.
Sorry.
Yes,
It's generally separated. So, seeing that one.
But that's all right. You'll get there.
Good morning, REV-UP family. A special morning to Hassan, yes.
Hello. Can I also say good morning to my cousin Jamal and his mom? Yes, who lock on to REV-UP. Yeah, good to hear from y'all for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all, hopefully.
So that's on WhatsApp, Asani?
Yes, this is on WhatsApp. My cousin Jamal, who's from St. Lucia, and his mother. Yes, I'm
all right, Jamal. And your mom?
Mommy's name is Nadia. Nadia, I think that's her name. I think so.
Okay, so Clara chimed in again and says, it's not milk alone.
Did she say?
It's not milk alone. Yeah. And Sherry Blossom says, milk causes inflammation that leads to sickness. It depends on which one. Yeah, but I've heard that, yeah. And it also bottles up in your throat, gives you a lot of phlegm. Yeah,
remember I was saying earlier, it's the abuse of those things, because there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if it's making you sick, every time you have it, you have a tummy ache, things like that, then you should stop. But
stop or change the kind that you drink.
As long as it doesn't disagree with you.
But it's very easy to overconsume these things, because again, it's portrayed as a breakfast thing, a lunch thing, a dinner thing. So whether it's you having cereal, you literally drinking a cup of milk, because that was a thing, They used to portray that as getting good teeth and strong teeth. They would tell you drink a cup of milk, all right? And that was something that children saw that on TV, and it was like, yeah, this is what I have to do. The mothers, the fathers, then you have the cereal. Okay, so you have cereal with milk. You drink a glass of milk. Then you go and have what else? I mean, so many things have milk in it. You have ice cream, almost everything. So trying to avoid that or to not overconsume it is kind of hard.
Yeah, they say, but listen, the nutrition experts and the dairy industry saying that whole milk is a delicious, nutritious food, and it's been unfairly vilified.
And just to be sure, who said that?
That's the nutrition experts.
Right.
And of course the dairy industry as well.
The dairy industry. Yeah, of
But
course.
as long as you
they'll
have,
tell it's
once you have the expert, but it's true, it is nutritious. It's just that when you have too much of it, then it creates a problem. But as I said, if it doesn't agree with you, Hassan, remember when you were younger, I think was it for there's something that was caused you to get
seafood.
There was a certain type of seafood. Which was it?
No, I'm allergic to all the shellfish.
Or the shellfish.
So shrimp, lobster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't
so
consume
if you can't consume, it makes you sick. Then you just don't consume the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Meaning intolerant.
Yeah.
Right, because your body is rejecting it for a reason.
Exactly.
Your body is not accustomed to it.
Because I remember I went to a party with Hassani. I took him there, and I think he had some shrimp. And I always say, Hassani's fish just getting all puffed up and so on.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was
what?
a serious thing.
Yeah.
That was a serious thing. A shellfish allergy can be devastating. So you do now. I don't know if I still am, because from what I've learned,
Keep it like that. Don't take chances.
From what I've learned, a
take
lot
it,
of people actually grow out of the allergy.
okay. That
But
happens.
I'm not taking any risk.
Yeah.
Some people even walk with what do you call it
Benadryl.
now? The Benadryl.
Yeah.
That they could just
Yeah, it's important.
And one time I remember I was at an Olia's party. I was playing there. I had some shrimp. Let me tell you, I think it made me so sick.
Seriously,
So you
It made me so
but
sick.
But you're someone.
I don't eat shellfish.
Man, I said,
either.
You know
never
what
me again.
shellfish?
Not because I'm allergic or nothing like that. Wait, I'm gonna get.
I know my father. My father is probably not.
I'm gonna read this before we get cut.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So
yeah,
go ahead.
sure.
Andre, I agree with you. I have said, that's from Gregory Glasgow. Andre, I agree with you. I have said it this way. There are three worlds: your world, my world, and the world. So what you do in your world can affect my world and the world by extension. Therefore, when you are doing things in your world, say to yourself, is this for my highest good and the good of humanity?
Yes.
If the answer is no, don't proceed.
I agree.
Agreed, but how many people will
But
even
exactly.
think that?
Because at the time, remember I said to you, at the moment, you're just thinking of yourself,
Yeah.
or whatever your
Quick
needs
fix,
are.
yeah.
Quick fix. You're not thinking logically. But
Right.
that's a good contribution there. Thank you very much for
Septima,
that.
Joseph says good morning, and Gregory Glasgow goes again. Thoughts become things, and most times things are happening through us and not to us. The objective world is the reflection of the subjective world. Wow, that's Gregory Glasgow. He's a deep thinker.
Yeah, you can tell
Right,
this
right.
guy. This guy is going deep.
Yeah, and the rub.
Sills
there we
rub.
go. Yeah, Sills rub or fiction. Hello, good morning, Andre, Lady J, and Azani. Andre, from a distance, I really thought I was watching Tony in a younger version.
Oh, I've heard
He's
that
so
already.
cool.
Yeah.
Love listening to. Have a wonderful day. Blessings always.
Love to you as well.
And Earl Lewis
Hey,
is
Mr.
watching.
Lewis.
Yeah,
Hey,
just
good
said
morning,
he's watching.
sir. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you. Yeah.
And another compliment to Hassani. Andre, your son speaks so well for a young man. He's so positive and have a good mindset. May God guide and protect you in your endeavors and blessings. That's
Greatest
from
blessings to you as well. Thank you for that.
Sills Rub as well. That's from her. NDK, I was
Tony, what
wondering
is
what
it,
was
Tony?
happening to NDK. NDK, good morning.
I mean, Hassani, what is saying that you look like Tony?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're saying I'm a younger version of my uncle. Not my father, Not my father. My uncle, they're saying I'm looking like a younger
Yeah.
version of.
Actually,
Well, hey,
when
we're-
you put it on Facebook yesterday, when we were talking,
Yeah.
I thought the same thing too. I just
Oh
didn't
my
say, but
gosh.
it came to mind.
It came
I
to
thought
mind. You
so,
see,
yeah.
well, we're all family, so that's a good thing. I'm okay with
it's positive.
it. Honestly.
It's all positive. And don't forget, Tony was a good-looking man, so hey.
So-
Good morning, Andre. That's from NDK, right? Good morning, Andre, Hassani, and Lady J. Blessed day. She also goes on to say, as usual, I'm late on the Tuesday. Okay.
Hold on.
I will get cut off, so you hold.
Okay.
The last time I saw you, a baby in your father's arms. Welcome home.
What? Imagine that.
That's Roma
Wow.
Edmond. Yeah, so that's almost 30 years ago, 29 years ago.
Wow.
Francis Jules, big up your whole self, REV-UP. All right, thank you, Francis.
Yeah.
And Arlette Richard says, blessed day, Andre, Lady J, and nice to see you, Asani.
Okay, Arlette. Thank you very much. Thank
Irene
you.
Charlemagne says, I was wondering what happened to singles. Hey,
You see
we
that?
need love too.
You see that?
Prize
Singles, don't
us.
worry.
Prize us, okay, with a Valentine, wee, single to mingle.
You see, the singles want to mingle. Singles, don't worry. I representing for y'all. Don't mind I in a relationship, but I representing for the singles. Y'all deserve something too. But don't worry, we'll do something for y'all at another time. All right.
So Nancy
Right now,
said-
it's for the lovers for Valentine's, and to the people
The couples.
to the people butchering my name on the WhatsApp and beyond. Let me spell out my name for
Spell
you.
it, spell it.
Hasani. Some people put in all kinds of things. I see in it. I see in
Yeah,
it clear. But I just so y'all know, Hasani. And also, I am not. It's not my first time back in St. Lucia. I'm always here. Always here. Trust me. Always here.
Okay. Sorry to disturb
someone
you.
said-
Sorry. We're running out of time, so let's
Yeah, we
go.
are.
Let's go.
No, I'm just reading the WhatsApp here.
Yeah.
Blessed love to you, Lady J, Andre, Hassani. Tell your father tuna is not good to eat because they're high in mercury. Fish. What? Hold on.
Better to get
Fish with scales is the one you need to eat. Check your Bible. Do the research.
But tuna has scales.
Huh?
Tuna has scales.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they're trying to say. Maybe they're saying you have to go to other fish and not.
No, man,
Anyhow,
tuna is
they said-
highly nutritious.
they
Highly
said
nutritious.
when
It's-
you go
it's a
to-
scientific fact.
when you go to
Sorry
Trinidad,
to disappoint you.
Let me get that.
yeah, but maybe they're talking about the tuna in the can. Probably, I think they're talking about the tuna in the can. You know, you don't think so?
No. I don't
Yeah,
think
they're
so.
talking about tuna in the can. Well, I assume so. Anyhow, I'm reading the WhatsApp say when you go to Trinidad, eat the real doubles and roti. All right, no problem. I will try that out for sure. Can we have the WhatsApp message? Yeah, I'm reading y'all WhatsApp messages. I got
talking.
y'all. Oh, sorry, that's Siri. That's Siri. Why are you even coming on? That happens all
Nancy,
the time. Though. This is
okay.
how I know our phones are listening to us.
Nancy
Anyhow.
says, okay, we read that.
Yeah.
There. It's
Yeah?
it's not
You got
open.
through?
No, it's not open.
Which one
Andre,
you mean?
here is a Valentine's idea. For single, do a hookup first. Single male to win and first single female go out to dinner. You never know. So
they're
that's
trying
two,
to make
she
us,
and Andre, this person and Irene fighting for us to deal with the
They're trying to
singles.
make us do what you call it, love matching, like something like that.
Next thing you know, we get sued. Things go awry on the date. What's that?
That would have been cool though for like a reality TV situation.
Maybe so.
That would have been very interesting to see how the date would have gone and singles actually becoming a couple. Who knows? Maybe that's a good idea for another time. All right.
Now, Richmond Constantine says, good morning to all.
Hey, partner. Yes, brother Richmond.
and Arlette Richards is chiming on the fact that Sani looks like his...
Hey, Tony.
She says, I'm fine. And Endika says, what's it? Edos?
Edos.
And
Tanya?
Tanya is the same thing. Yeah.
Interesting again. Someone, before we go, because I know we've run out of time, someone says, I'm going to name my next son Hassani.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. When you do, let me know. All right?
Arthur Charles says, good morning, folks. Today is the birthday of Paulina Mavaval, Eugene of Cedars, also Dr. Stephen King, and Sister
Oh, for real?
Alison
Hey,
King
Dr.
Joseph.
King.
It's Mr. King's
All right.
birthday. Oh, Dr.
Happy
King.
Dr. King. Yeah,
Birthday.
Dr.
And who else?
Dr. King's sister Alison, and also
Alison as well?
Paulina Mavaval, Eugene of Cedars.
Happy birthday to
So
all
happy
of you,
birthday, happy
Dr. King.
birthday.
You know, he's someone that shows us some love as well, so we appreciate him and the family.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. We out of time?
No,
Yes.
not in,
Yes, we are.
Oh boy,
It's 11:30.
there's still some more to read.
No, sorry. Remember, you have Rev Up the
I'm sorry,
homegrown? Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
Okay, the last, let me read this one because the other names are responding over. This is Arthur Charles, Auntie Lucita, I don't believe you, AA. Who is Auntie Lucita? I don't know, Andre. All right. Well, yeah, we do have quite a few more messages.
It happens.
Yeah.
But we can't always get to everybody. We tried our best and we did as much shout outs as we could.
Okay. So Lady J is going to be with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon, which includes the rest of the homegrown. And what else can we expect today, Lady J? From
Hit of the Day is happening, entertainment news.
Nice.
And
any riddles?
yes, coming up. Andre, yes, it's coming up.
So you have a riddle?
Riddle of the Day is tomorrow. Today's Tuesday.
Okay, tomorrow.
It's Wednesday,
all right?
yeah.
Okay, and don't forget now, we just tweak things a little, that the person who solves the riddle will get a small prize, a prize, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we looking
Working
at?
on
The
that. We're
possibility.
working on that.
What are we looking at? Possibility in terms of prizes.
We will look for something to do with the body, either a pedicure or a body massage. We'll let
Alrighty.
you know tomorrow
Alright.
for sure.
Okay.
So, yeah, looking at that. Yes.
Lovely. Okay, so please stay with Lady J. She'll be here until 3 this afternoon. And of course, from 3 o'clock, the young man,
Zen the DJ,
will take
To whom
over.
I am well pleased.
Yes, will take over. He's going to be live right here in the studio until 6 o'clock in the evening. So 3 hours with Zen the DJ. And then I'll be back, God willing, to bring you Doctor in the House with Dr. Lena Siraj between 6 and 7 this evening.
All right.
Okay.
So Hassani, that means you have to wrap up a little earlier today.
I shall.
Alrighty? And make sure you clear the way.
Yeah.
What happened yesterday? What happened, Hassani? You didn't come out in time?
Me? No.
Okay.
He was fine.
Get
Okay,
the
folks, so
message.
this has been Harddrive. Let's thank the folks at DBS
Yes, yeah.
for having us.
Thank
we
you,
really appreciate
DBS.
that. And our fans.
Facebook fans.
Yes,
Those
YouTube.
on WhatsApp.
And also on X.
X, yeah,
Thank
YouTube.
you. Alrighty, so the
Have a
show
good
was brought
Tuesday.
to you with the compliments of Rambali's Funeral Parlor.
At Randali's Funeral Parlor, we strive to bring you and your family the highest level of comfort, absolute satisfaction, and peace of mind during your most sorrowful time of need.
Our professional standards and quality services are second to none. We offer ground burials, burials at sea, cremations, and embalming, fine locally made coffins, internationally made caskets, 24-hour emergency, shipping and receiving the deceased to and from overseas.
Ram Valley's signature funeral package includes a casket or coffin collection, refrigeration and preparation of the body. Her service